Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Erica, your average Minecraft player, and this is the AIM 220 V2 P5 Beyond Visual Range Missile Explained. So this is the AIM 220 V2 P5 missile made in Minecraft. The V stands for the hardware version, while the P stands for the software version. This is one of the most advanced missiles in Minecraft, done by VS2 and Computercraft, capable of almost reaching the speed of sound, yes, around 300 blocks per second. It can easily catch up to those planes which cap at around 80 blocks per second, and with a chunk loader, it theoretically has an infinite range. The large explosive warhead with the proximity fuse gives it an adequate kill radius even if it is not a direct hit, so its guidance system with lead calculation probably won't give room for inaccuracy. This video will mention some simple mathematics about the missile. So if your classmate asks you,
こんなことを勉強して本当に役に立つの?
You can send her this video and say that you can make a missile with it. This video would be longer than my usual videos, so this is the part 1 of the series and the part 2 is being edited right now. We will first cover the setup, the hardware, target acquisition, and launch sequence of the missile. Let's start by showing you how to set up the missile. Please note that this missile only works for the major version 4 to 5 of the Azure Armada modpack. Before we start, we need to make sure the configuration is configured properly. So go to the create config and search for some peripheral. Go to the server config and the radar setting. And this value by default is basically 0. You need to increase it to a reasonable number like the 99, the both of the value need to be edited. And another configuration is here, and search for the 3S edition. In its server config, click Computercraft and enable the cheat cannon mount peripheral and the cheat flap bearing peripheral. After that, you got to restart your game. Now let me show you how to import the vmod schematic. After downloading the schematic, you have a .vschem file. Now you got to open the Modpack directory and find the vmod schematic folder. You don't have this folder if you haven't opened the game and opened the schematic tab on the tool gun at least once. If you don't have it, just simply create the folder yourself. Now you can just drag and drop the schematic into the folder. Then you can head back to the game. Grab a vmod tool gun and press tab to open the menu. Go to the schematic tab and search for the AIM 220 V2. You can press the load button and exit the menu and right click to place the schematic somewhere you like. Press the button on the command block and break it. Now you can see a computer and you need to interact with the computer. So there will be a .lua file as the program. Just drag and drop it to the terminal. And then you need to type the name of the program. You can press tab to auto-complete. Now it will tell you radar not connected. Now you need to open this trapdoor and right click the wired modem twice to reconnect it. Now the missile will be ready. make sure there will be a red light on the modem. Yeah. To launch the missile, you will need a command vehicle containing the NGTW BVR system. To do this, I usually use this truck. So this could be an example for how the NGTW system is set up. There is a hologram here, the command computer here, and the radar here, with the modem connected to the right side. So the same thing, you need to drag and drop the launch platform program. Start the program. I just smash enter and it will automatically use the default value. Now you can. So this is the radar screen, and you can adjust the scale by pressing the button there. By clicking on the target, you will unlock the detailed target screen and you can select the appropriate missile for the target. Now press the launch missile button to launch the missile. Then you will see the missile launching and going for the target. Okay everyone, so this is how you use a missile in Minecraft. Thank you for watching.
まだ始まってもいないのに、早々にやめようなんて思ってないですよね。
Okay, you can stop checking the timeline now. We haven't even started talking about the real source, the hardware and software that make it works. You're asking about what just happened? What are you talking about? Nothing happened. Anyway, this is the hardware of the missile. Starting from the front, you can see the distance sensor which acts as the impact fields. The computer craft turtle is a bit further back. By the way, I placed the turtle with command blocks because it needs to be reset every time the rescheme is placed. On the foreside of the computer, there are two sets of flaps, controlled by VS Addition. The flaps bearing connects to copycat flaps, and I used the barrier as the texture so it is invisible. The warhead and the thruster's redstone connections are done by drive-by-wire. Before drive-by-wire, an extra cable or another computer is required, making the missile uglier. There is the network backup block at the back for saving the redstone connections. Moving on, we have the sun peripheral radar connected through a wired modem. There is a gold block to add extra mass for stability. Then there is a VS Tournament large instant explosive with a diesel tank for fire damage. You can use any explosive that explodes instantly after being triggered by redstone, but please, I beg you, don't use a nuke for an anti-air missile. The seeker is used before for attaching the missile to its launcher, but it isn't used anymore. This is the VS Control Craft trunk loader, which keeps the missile loaded when beyond trunk loading distance. This is the key for beyond visual range engagements. Finally is the thrusters. Control Craft jets are used for my missile, which allow it to reach extreme speed. A Warrior jet is also on board to produce the exhaust effect. Unfortunately, the latest Modpack update broke it. You might wonder why there are some overlapping blocks. It's done with this flat bearing. I assembled a part of the old casing as contraption so that I can have a complete casing. Behind the thruster, there are actually more copycats with barrier texture. These are for stabilizing the missile. Before a missile launch, it first needs to know what to aim for. There are many ways to do it, but the goal is simple. Obtain some sort of identification for the target, whether it is a ship ID or an ID system you set. For me, I use the next generation digital warfare system, and what you are seeing now is the Gen 5 Beyond Visual Range module, which features a 2D radar display. The system automatically identifies the target type, whether it is a ship, a turret, a plane, or a missile. This might sound difficult, but it's probably easier than identifying a woman in 2026. It also groups multiple VS ships so that there won't be a bunch of overlapping targets when there is a multi-ship vehicle. As for the friend foe identification, not only does it give you a button in the target detail info screen to add or remove a target from the friendly list, but it also automatically identifies your missiles as friendly. Usually, only moving targets are a threat to you, so inactive targets will be grayed out. It uses a bright yellow color for ships that are moving or have moved in the last 30 seconds. Normally, tanks and ships fall into this category, and red will be used for those moving really fast, like planes or missiles. I won't go too deep into how this works since this isn't today's focus. With this system, the target ID can be found to initiate the launch sequence. The launch sequence I use is the third iteration. It's a server-friendly launch method. For the first version, I just placed the missile on the launch cell, which constantly collided with the launcher and caused a massive lag. Just 4 missiles and it reduced the physics tech rate to an unplayable level. The next thing I tried was to stick it to a sticker and disable collision. This worked pretty well until I found out how annoying it is to get the sticker to work with the miniship. Now, the latest launch system uses a command computer with commands to teleport the missile to the launcher, only when it is launched. This means that the missile can be placed out of loading distance to minimize performance impact on server and client performance. Next, we will get to how the software tracks down the target. Though, that will be the topic for the part 2 of this video. In the part 2, we will be covering the more technical part. Leave a like, comment and subscribe if you are looking forward to the part 2. See you in the next video.